Live from Oldham County, Kentucky. It's time to dish. Closing weekend at Churchill Downs with the Paddock Prince David Levitch, who is certain to have incendiary insight on all the races at Churchill for closing week. And David, before we get to the stakes, which we're all excited about, and there are some stakes Sunday too, but closing weekend, this mandatory payout, we could be looking at a $3-4 million pool.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. I was actually thinking about that today. Hopefully, nobody brings it down on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. But yeah, it is looking to be big. The pools are going to be huge all weekend. They're running about, I think it's 11 on Friday, 13 or whatever it is on Saturday, 12 on Saturday, and then 12 more on Sunday. So there's a lot of opportunities to close it out. But yeah, that pool is going to be massive on Sunday.
Yeah, and when they add races, they usually add pick fives as well. So check the
A
wagering
million
menu.
of
I
them.
know. Yeah, I know when they run 11, they have three pick fives. I wouldn't be shocked to see a fourth one on a 12 race card. So we'll see what is in store there. But and as I said, there are some stakes on Sunday, including a pair of 2-year-old races. But Saturday, the last grade one in Kentucky, I believe until Kentucky Downs, and the last grade one on dirt in Kentucky until what, the Spinster? No, I guess the Alcibiades would be the next one
Yes, the
on dirt.
Alcibi correct on Friday, the opening day at Keeneland.
Yeah. So grade
Yeah.
one on the main track is the Stephen Foster $1,000,000. 4 grade 1 winners in the race. And David, I wrote in my fair odds, I actually like of the 3 horses who haven't won grade ones, I like 2 of them. But this is a super competitive race, and for me, the board is going to have a big say in who I ultimately bet in here because I could see any one of 3 horses being favored.
Yeah, that's the whole thing of this race. I don't know how they're gonna bet First Mission in here. He has the gaudy speed figures, but
Right.
he's never really beat these kind of horses. He's kind of when he's run against top competition, he seemed to fade a little bit. But he's coming off a 109 at Oakland. I think the plan was always to wait. I want to say for this race, I don't think they wanted to run him up until this race, so they gave him time. He's got the fastest figures in the race outside of Sierra Leone's Breeders' Cup Classic when he got a supersonic pace to close into.
Hmm.
I don't know what to do with Sierra Leone either. Chad Brown doesn't usually wait this long to run horses. He skipped the Ali Sheba to wait for this race. I know the pace held together, but I thought he was very underwhelming in the return race in New Orleans. I would say he's going to be the favorite.
I would
Um,
agree. HRN's line has it like we do a range basically, so it's not like, oh,
yeah.
this horse will be exactly 3-1. And then when I make the line for other tracks that use us, I zero in on the range and look at some other stuff. But yeah, it's either going to be First Mission or Sierra Leone. But I don't know. I mean, I was thinking Mystik Dan off a win. Is it possible from a win pool standpoint that he actually has enough steam getting back to the winner's circle that he's favored? Probably not. I agree with you. I think it'll be Sierra Leone, maybe First Mission. I was looking at, I don't know if you're a weight guy, but First Mission to me, like the 124 definitely is uncharted territory for him, whereas there are some others in here who have had that in post and run better. So from a win standpoint, even with the gaudy speed figures, I feel like he's going to be an underlay.
Yeah. The other thing is in this race, it's going to be tough is the pace. I don't really know who. I mean, I guess Mindframe and Skippy will kind of
And
go. I'm sure
Skippy,
side.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, First Mission, if you look at all his races, he's kind of a horse that sits a length or two off the pace, but Sides is very aggressive from the rail. So I don't know if they'll just send from the rail. Um, the horse that I don't know, I haven't done all the work yet. I haven't looked at the other figures. Is the Churchill Downs figure low in your opinion? Because Nisos came back to run huge. The True North was what's the horse from Jersey? Bookham Dano.
No,
Bookham
yeah.
Dano came back to win the True North. I mean, that race has been pretty live since the
Yeah.
running of it on
That's a
May
good point.
3rd. In mind
Actually,
frame.
I'm glad you said that. I mean, I'm a Ragozin guy, and Mindframe is competitive, but that number definitely doesn't stand out. But if there's reason to think maybe the overall figure in that race was underestimated, uh, he he would definitely move up. And he's another one. I mean, he figures to be among the choices, obviously, but he's not going to be favored.
No, the question with Mindframe is, did he just win because of talent last time going too short? And this is going to be his best distance, and he's going to take a step forward with his figure because he's going to have to take a step forward in here, most likely. If you're a buyer person, he's going to have to improve. I would say
Yeah.
the winner of this race is probably getting a 102 or 103 around there.
Mm.
Maybe. I mean, there's some big buyers figure horses in here, but I think Mindframe's going to have to step forward. But this was always the plan for him, and he is 2 for 2 at Churchill if you like that stuff.
My
Skippy.
concern as well, like from a class standpoint, obviously the Churchill Downs is held together well, and feels kind of silly picking on a Belmont Haskell winner in Dornoch, but I never really thought much of him like in terms of upper echelon, and Mindframe was what odds on in the Haskell and couldn't see it out on a track that kind of favors his style at 9 furlongs. So yeah, I have some distance concerns with him against
I
this
thought
group.
my I thought Mindframe ran the best race in the Belmont by a mile. It was 10 furlongs and he sat 4 wide the whole way around there in his third career start. The Haskell was a little disappointing though, because he was supposed to win that race. I don't think he was really supposed to win the Belmont in his third
Right.
start
That's
going
fair.
10 furlongs. But yeah, the Haskell, and then he went to the shelf with bone bruising, I think what it was. But he did win the Gulfstream Park Mile. He didn't beat much. I know Steel Sunshine is a good horse, but he's not a grade 2, grade 1 type horse. And then he did beat a bunch of good horses in the Churchill Downs. I mean, we haven't even mentioned the Dubai World Cup winners in this race. Hit Show. It might be the worst Dubai World Cup to ever be run in terms of how that race finished, with Mixto running second.
Right.
No
Yeah,
offense
I
to
think how
Mixto.
it finished. None taken. I think that's fair. I mean, yeah, you look at the names in the race, you're like, oh, it's a good race, and then you said it perfectly how it was run, especially late. And he took advantage, and good for him. But I need to see one back. I mean, he
Yeah.
he can't not be overbet off that race. I mean, it's just people are gonna, he's a Dubai World Cup winner, and that's great, but a certain underlay. I mean,
I
even
don't
if
know what he's.
he
I
could
don't
be
know what he's
he
gonna
could be
be.
sixth choice in here, and I think it'll be too short.
I was just gonna say there's 7 horses in this race, and the bottom horse is pretty much impossible. I mean, he could literally be the 5th choice in here, 4th choice coming
Yeah.
off a Dubai World Cup win. He needs a lot of pace. I don't see pace. That's the problem with Sierra Leone. I don't know what kind of pace he's getting in here, because if you look at all his races, the only races he wins usually are the ones he gets big time paces in, and I don't think he's getting it in here. I don't know what to do with this horse. I have
No,
no idea.
and I kind of remember thinking this in the 3-year-old debut, the fairgrounds race, again referencing the sheets, but even just looking at his season last year, Chad brought him along, and perfect storm in the classic. Obviously, the pace helped tremendously, but primed for that effort too. It was his seasonal best. So he's the type that just needs to, keep training up and improving as the season goes on. At least that's my judgment call from his 3-year-old season. I, I if there were others in here where he'd be like third or fourth choice, I might be willing to take a shot, but I do think he's going to be, if not the favorite, right there with First Mission. So this still quite isn't the time. I hope from a betting standpoint, I could see where, man, if he's show something and be third here, maybe next time would be the time to play a move forward if there's pace. But uh, I'm going to go on the opposite end of the spectrum. I think Skippy is the most likely best value in here. And if others agree and he ends up getting bet, I'll have to call an audible. I'm not interested in him at, something silly like 4-1 against this group, but he's another one like Hit Show could be the fifth or sixth choice. Uh, and I would take it. I mean, I think he's going to be in the clear. He might be on the lead. He might be just off, but he can see out this trip. And I'm excited to play him if he's a decent number.
Didn't you hit a big trifecta in the Belmont? Is this the same horse that
Yeah,
ran third in the
it
Belmont
seems
when you had
eons
that?
ago.
That feel, yeah, I was gonna say
Mo Donegal, Nest, and Skippy.
that's what I thought. I think you're
Yeah.
biased towards this horse, but no. If
Uh,
you take, go ahead.
yeah, I'm a fan, but I've not used them before. I can
Well,
pass on them.
if you take this horse's races apart, his first start this year, he lost to White Barrio and Locked. No shame there. Locked came back to win a grade 1. No problem
Right,
there. In the Challenger, he beat Most Wanted, who ran second in the Aoishiba and then won an allowance race after. He was way too involved in the pace in the Oakland handicap. He was dueling with a long shot. Probably not
right.
what he wants to do. fell apart. First Mission gets a huge figure. And then last time out, he's probably not a 10 furlong horse and just won because he was better than those horses. So cutting
Better than
back
that.
today, he's got a lot of good things going for him, and he's in really good form. I think he's gonna be. He has the name, but he doesn't have the gaudy name of First Mission, Mindframe, Sierra Leone, and Mystik Dan. So you're probably getting 5,
Right.
6 to 1 on him in here.
I think so. Yeah.
So
I'll take it. Yeah, it's one of those, like, I could see where I'll craft a ticket that singles him. It's not going to be one of those, man, I'm all in on this horse and, a big capital situation. But this is a type of race, like, gosh, if you're not using him, then who are you going to? I'd rather just plant my flag with a non-favored single and see how logical it is around him. I haven't looked at the other races other than intrigued by beating Torpedo Anna again. But then the flip side is, let's say I'm looking at the Wise Dan and I'm excited about this 12 to 1. Well, then I'm not going to let First Mission beat me if I get a $20 horse home. But if it looks logical, I'll single Skippy.
yeah, it's pretty tough. I've gone through a little bit of it. The horse I'm way against in here is Mystik Dan. He wins. He wins. I lose. He got in. I mean, I made a joke on Twitter about the race being fixed last time because it was so identical to the Derby. Somehow the horse that ran second just bolted off the rail and then re-rallied for second once he got himself back together. But I know everybody said he's come back to life, and he's come back to life a little bit. I guess he has. If he wins this race, I just lose. He's overbet always. He's the Derby winner, like you said.
And Ragozin wise, really, according to their numbers, the race 2 back was better. He actually regressed a little bit last out. It's just that the direction still isn't right for me to take the price he's going to be. It's exciting to have him back. Same with Torpedo Anna, horse of the year, but they're just kind of both auto bets against at this point.
Yeah, I'm not using Mystik. You've talked me into Skippy a little bit. I'm interested in Mindframe.
That's what we're here for.
I'll probably play against Sierra Leone as well. One question about Sierra Leone: if he runs a bad third in here, and when I say a bad third, let's say he runs, will he be retired or will he keep going?
I think he'll keep going
to the Whitney. Probably give him one more chance.
Because his running style, that's always an excuse. I guess we can look at the board and say, oh, we got a fast pace, but it seems like those types you can kind of talk yourself into a story a little more than
a speed horse fading out.
Like fierceness type who we know is brilliant. And I don't mention him because the Met Mile was fine. I don't mean like he's in that same bucket, but I just mean when those horses turn, it's to me more obvious than a closer where you can kind of give yourself a story.
Yeah, I'm not. I do agree with you in that sense. And if a speed horse started to run 2 bad races in a row, then I guess you would get a horse like Fierceness, for example, which he ran fine in the Met Mile, like you said. Right. So who do you think is going to beat Torpedo?
It's just one of those. I haven't looked close enough. It's just one of those. She's always overbet. That's the nature of the beast.
And she doesn't really run. She really doesn't run that fast either.
But no, her
races are really not that fast.
She, people point to the Travers, which is unquestionably the best race of her career from a performance standpoint. And she hasn't come, she's only run 3 times since. She hasn't come close to that since, and I don't know that she will get back to it. She's just overbet every time. So yeah,
she had a little trouble last time, but she was terrible.
No,
but she has run a lot. McPete did run her back. 3 weeks.
I will say it's like to me, it's more encouraging than if this were a super long layoff. Same with Good Cheer. If we don't see her again until late fall, I would be concerned. But if she runs at Saratoga, I'm not going to hold the Belmont Day race against Belmont.
I think they're running against each other, Immersive and
oh, really?
Cheer. I think
Coaching
they're both
club?
running in this. Yeah, I think they're both running there.
Talk about trouble.
Immersive. It was just kind of. It was just indecisive.
Indecisive.
It was indecisive. He should have gone. He didn't. But the trip wasn't terrible. It was just indecisive inside the whole time. But let's be honest, if she was that good, I mean, she's obviously a good horse. She should have won the race.
Yeah,
But
no,
it was an awkward trip inside, like, ghost, take back, like never really
right.
got to run. Who'd she lose to? I'm drawing a blank
Big
too.
Charge Milady.
That's who was also a very good horse. She didn't run well
You're
in
right.
the Oaks, but her Ashland, she should have won the Ashland.
Yeah, Ashland's
She'll
holding
probably
up.
go to the CCA Oaks too with Lacara. That'd be a good race for once. For in a
Really good.
while. In a while. It's been
I
rough.
I could see Kenny going to take the dough at Indiana Horseshoe.
That's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's the
July 4th.
9th. Oh, it's
No,
July.
next
No, it's
week or
July
July
5th. It's
5th.
July 5th.
July
Yeah,
5th.
July 5th.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does run him back quick.
yeah. He's shipped up there plenty of times. So.
Yes, he has.
All right, so we got sheets galore this weekend.
Sheets galore. We got Belmont at the Big A last weekend before Saratoga. And now Saratoga's running, was it 9 weeks technically now in a row? And then
Do they?
Churchill.
There's some time off, right?
No,
There,
no. It goes Belmont this week, July 4th weekend, next
right.
weekend, and then they start the Thursday, the 10th.
Is opening
But they're not,
day.
but it's not the same meet.
Right.
The new opening days, but it's the same thing.
Okay.
It's 9 weeks. Yeah. And then Churchill closing week, and then Ellis Park is the 3rd. So
that sounds right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll have sheets for Belmont and Churchill all week.
What's the stakes at Belmont Aqueduct?
The Ashley T. Cole.
Oh.
$125,000 New York bred race.
Going out with a bang, huh?
I'll give New York credit. They did an unbelievable job of running every single race that will not be run at Saratoga for the last since Saratoga ended Belmont Stakes weekend. They've run races that will never be seen at Saratoga. I give them credit. They've gotten rid of all of them.
Yeah, especially with seems like more of the Kentucky people are willing to stick around this summer, so I'm sure
you don't have
more.
I mean, it makes sense for them. You don't have to run against Chad Brown, Todd Pletcher monsters. You can run at Ellis for just as amount of money, same amount of money, and not run against a bunch of monsters.
Or Indy. I mean, you have Indy, Brad Cox, and Steve are willing to ship up there.
Steve ships everywhere. So does Cox. They have horses at 17 tracks.
Has Kenny started yet in New York with Jimmy?
No, they have a did they already have one maybe? I saw a horse was entered. I don't know, the days go together and I thought the exact same thing. But I think it's this weekend. I think it's Friday.
Speaking of Kenny.
No,
that tattoo
it's terrible.
is not great.
I don't know. No. It's way too big. It doesn't look good. It's way too much.
You got to get an artist to design something like that.
Yeah, and just like get it on your back or something, like right here. Like get it on your man, you got to look at that big thing on your arm every time with no vision at all.
Yeah, it's just put it all there.
Just like on the front of a Derby t-shirt or something.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But he did win both, and he said he would
won
do
both.
It, so you got to give him credit.
Can't take that away. All right. Well, look forward to hitting that pick 6 on Sunday. We'll stick to the pick 5s on Foster Day.
People do say it's always good to play the day. Is it the day before or the day after? It's the day after.
Before.
Is it the day before?
No, they say that's when it gets scooped because everyone's waiting for the
big
mandatory.
Yeah. So I'll probably play one on Saturday too.
Yeah. The thing with Churchill though is with it's a jackpot, but even with the multiple winners, the takeout's only 23.5%. So it's still a pick 6 with you're playing for a decent amount of the pool.
Correct. The other thing is too, I feel like those get hit at Gulfstream the day before when there's a bunch of claiming races. It's going to be hard for a lot of huge favorite. The best horses are running Saturday, so it's going to be hard for 4 crazy upsets to happen in stakes races, because how stakes races usually chalk out on top because the best horse. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to accessing the Paddock Prince for the big weekend and big meets coming up. Del Mar too.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
July 17th, I think it is, maybe something like the 18th, 19th, somewhere around
I
there.
was the 18th or 19th if
Yeah.
Saratoga's the 11th. So, all right, summer's
10th.
heating up. Good luck in the Foster, everybody. You gonna tell them bye?
Goodbye, everyone. Good luck in the Foster and the rest of the week at Churchill.